This is Dave Brixius.
This is your man Joe Cleasy.
And we're here with the program, CFA edition. Past the halfway point of the regular season, my man.
Yep.
You're still seeing some teams out there that are taking care of business. 5-0. Still doing the job of, winning. This week, I think you're going to start seeing some of this get knocked off as the teams start to play each other.
Yep. And you're starting to see certain teams in all three conferences separate themselves from the pack.
No question.
There's top teams in each division, and then there's a second tier of teams that are in that log jam. And as the weeks go on, the playoff picture should get clearer and clearer.
Yeah.
So,
I know they just finalized all the sites for the Super Bowl as playoff, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So now people know where. Now it's just going to see where the seating is. You know what I mean? Which is going to be very interesting coming down the home stretch here. You start to see some teams, like you said, start to play more as a unit. Maybe they struggled early on in the season, but now they're starting to play as that, and they're firing all pistons. We'll see if they can continue that the rest of the regular season into the playoffs.
And it's like Denny Green said. These teams are who we think they are by their records.
You're right about that. They're definitely right about that.
Today we're going to start with the Federal Conference. Take a look at some of the top teams. At the Pee Wee level, the two top teams are Northern and West Perry. Northern is 5-0 right now. West Perry is 4-1.
Yep.
Definitely the two top teams in the Pee Wee division for the Federal Conference.
Yeah.
Take a look at the pony teams in that conference.
Same teams.
Yeah, West Perry at 5-0, top dogs right now. And then once again, you had Northern and Boiling Springs, both at 4-1.
Yeah.
And then at the midget level, once again, Northern.
Yep.
We talked about that program before.
Yeah.
They always seem to,
Well, you look at those three teams, those Northern teams. There's one loss.
Mm-hmm.
14 wins and one loss.
Exactly.
Out of those three teams.
And at the midget level, also Greenwood and Juniata.
Yep.
They're both 5-0 right now. So all three teams are 5-0. And the biggest game this week in that
midget, yeah.
In the Federal Conference at the midget level is Northern and Greenwood.
Yeah.
A battle undefeated team. So
it's definitely going to be an interesting fest there, because you definitely I think both teams, going through the stats and all that kind of stuff, both teams, I think that should be a great game. I don't think it's going to be, Northern's going to come in here and destroy them, or Greenwood's going to. I think it's going to be a slugfest.
Oh, it's going to be high scoring too, I think.
I agree with that totally. Just the way these teams have definitely put points up. Mm-hmm. They've done the job, what they needed to do to get to this point. Now it's going to be we're going to see if this is going to be maybe a Super Bowl playoff picture.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? This might be a little preseason, not a preseason, but a regular season picture of what's going to happen maybe down the road, if those two get on opposite brackets. Right. You know what I mean? If they have to meet in the semifinals.
Because Juniata's right there at 5-0.
Exactly right.
Play both of these teams.
Yeah.
So
they still got to go out there and take care of business. But it's definitely, I think that's the game of the week here, coming up in that Federal Conference in that midget division there.
Definitely.
Which will definitely be, see who takes over that number one spot. Maybe Juniata wins again, and you might have a tie in it. But that log jam's up there. But Boiling Springs is right behind them at 4-1.
Yep.
So there's a huge log jam in that side of the division where anything can happen. Anything can happen, and when you get to the playoffs, definitely anything will happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And take a look at that National Conference right now. At the Pee Wee level, the top three teams, New Cumberland, who's undefeated at 5-0 right now, and also Mechanicsburg and Middletown, both at 4-1. So,
okay.
I think East Pennsboro's. It's a couple teams. East Pennsboro, I think, at 3-2, right behind them. So,
okay.
Take a look at the pony level. Stilton and Mechanicsburg. I'm not surprised. These were the two top teams last year at the Pee Wee level, including New Cumberland as well.
Yeah.
So most of those kids, of course, moved up. Right now, both of them are 5-0.
Yep.
And actually both play in the same division. So they should be playing each other at some point as well.
Very, very soon. Yeah.
So
very soon.
Now take a look at the at the midget level. There's really four teams that are actually excellent, and I actually got an email from somebody earlier today mentioning St. Joseph to me. Said they could be a sleeper as a dark horse. They're currently 4-1 along with Middletown, but the two top dogs, East Pennsboro and Cedar Cliff, both at 5-0.
Yeah, I know, and I know you know East Pennsboro pretty well, with your son playing there and stuff last year. Got great talent, you know what I mean? These guys continue to do the job at that level, with the great running back core that they have and all that. But going over to Cedar Cliff, they got a nice air game. I mean,
Yes.
that quarterback is very, very good over there. I think his last name's Deal.
Yep.
Great kid, gets the ball where he needs to, does what he has to do. They won 30-0, so they definitely have a defense as well to match what their offense is definitely putting out there. But that quarterback could be very difficult to handle as you get later in the season and stuff like that. But a lot of people like that running game when it gets cold out. When it gets cold,
yes.
you like that running game.
Yes.
But I mean, you can't take anything away from either team. And like you said, you got St. Joe's right behind them 4-1, and Middletown, who I think has played well all year. You know what I mean? They definitely get the job done. They had pitched another shutout this weekend at that midget level, win 38-0, and most of your top teams did the job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which definitely shows you. And I got a nice email, nice write-up about the 7-star Susquehanna, all those games. So I just want to go over that real quick.
Okay.
It's a great thing that he sent in from Bob there, head coach over there at 7 Stars. Always does a nice job getting his players out and getting all the scores and all the stats out. Awesome guy. Does a great job down there. I know he's struggling a little bit this year, but I know he'll be back with some of the talent he has coming up over the next couple years. But he talks about the Pee-wees. They won 6-0. Early score by 7 Stars, and then it was just a defensive battle. His team did the job. Held the Indians in check and came out on top. So that's what you like to see. The Ponies took care of business, 21-0. Another shutout. They went up 15-0 at half. Ended on winning up 21-0. Just a great all-around effort. And then really the score that really surprised me and how offensive-minded it became was Susquehanna winning 45-34.
I saw that.
But he mentioned there was over 500 yards of total offense in that game. I mean, these are two midgets. I mean, these are kids that are 12, 13 years old, putting up 500 yards. Now you can say, hey, where's the defense? But hey, if you have a decent offense that's just doing the job, there's nothing you can do.
Should have been there with the camera.
Yeah, definitely. We'd have been there all day with that kind of score. It would never end.
I still be editing that film right now.
Definitely. But he talked about the quarterback, Martin. Now listen to this. He was 10 of 20, all right, for 236 yards. A quarterback throwing for 236 yards at that level is pretty darn impressive. He had four throwing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, so he gets the job also done with his feet. The one wide receiver, I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it's Cordy, finished with 5 catches for 149 yards,
Nice.
2 touchdowns. Chris Plummer caught 3 for 51. And Vijada, I think his name is. If I mispronounce, I apologize. 2 catches for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. So you just see, how you go from earlier in the day, Pee-wee's defensive struggle, another defensive struggle, 0 point, and then boom, this offensive output where you're throwing up 500 yards, plus yards between the two teams. But I appreciate Bob sending that in. Always does a nice job, a nice write-up and all that kind of stuff. So please keep sending your stuff in.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, the last but not least, the American Conference. It's like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It's a logjam of good teams, and it's like the second-tier teams at 3-2. Let's start with the Pee-wee division. York is
Continues
undefeated.
to dominate. I mean, they won 51-13 over Paxton. I mean, they just continue to put points up and continue to do what they have to do. You know what I mean? So hats off to them down there in York.
And you know what? There's 4 other teams at 4-1: Swatara, Redland, and Harrisburg, all at 4-1, the Pee-wee level in the American Conference. And actually, the Harrisburg Packers handed Swatara their first loss of the year. So that's how they had their record right now. So, and at the pony level, there's several teams at 4-1: Holy Name, Harrisburg Broncos, Cumberland Valley, Redland, and Harrisburg Packers, all 4-1. Looks like the Harrisburg Broncos handed Redland their first loss of the year. And your boy, Central Dauphin, upset Cumberland Valley and gave them their first loss of the year. So, as usual, CD comes to play.
Yeah, they do.
And at the midget level, it's 4 teams, 4 top teams at 4-1. Holy Name at 4-1. Actually 3. Harrisburg Packers are 5-0, and Carlisle and Central Dauphin both at 4-1. Holy Name actually gave Carlisle's first loss this past.
That was like
week.
a monsoon. I know a lot of teams don't play on Saturday nights, but Holy Name played in that downpour. I'm talking about downpour when they were playing the game, the ponies and all that kind of stuff. And I know it still rained during the midgets game. And they said the field was just, I talked to a couple coaches and stuff, field was just crazy.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Where at the younger level, kid went to hike the ball, thing just got stuck in the mud. You know what I mean? Barely got out of his hands. Didn't even get back to the quarterback on a play.
You know they had fun in it though.
Oh yeah, you got to enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. But I know Holy Name definitely has that grass field. Definitely can get torn up very quickly, which it probably already had been.
Yeah.
And with that monsoon that came down Saturday night, now you had Sunday, which was the exact opposite. It was a beautiful day, nice and all that kind of stuff. But the Holy Name handed Carlisle that first loss. But I know Carlisle's a great team. They'll bounce back and all that kind of stuff. And you only have at that midget level only one team now, standing alone, and that's the Harrisburg. And Harrisburg already took care of business with the Holy Name.
Yep.
And we're going to see how it all plays out. Who's going to get the number 1 seed? Right now, Harrisburg's in the running. You know what I mean? The front running. They control their own destiny.
Yep.
Holy Name, Carlisle, Central Dauphin, all there. With Holy Name and Central Dauphin still having to play yet. Yep. So it's going to be definitely see where that all breaks down over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but there's only 4 weeks left in the regular season, so every game counted before, but it definitely counts now.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a bad matchup, especially at that top level conference. It's be a dogfight every week for some of these teams. So, as usual, we want you to keep sending us the information from your games, any shout outs or any players you want to give recognition to. You can, of course, email Dave Brixius.
EXSP@verizon.net. And definitely go on my Facebook page, Explosive Sports Performance. I know I get stuff posted up there from people as well. Please send me the stuff there if you have that. You guys want to send it in there, or just through the email is fine as well. But I do appreciate everybody who definitely sends all that stuff out. I know we want to wish the guys again, coaches, everybody else, best of luck this weekend, coming up. As the weather starts to turn here, starting to get colder and colder. Still beautiful out, don't get me wrong. But as that weather starts to turn, now we're going to see who's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you going to be scared, sitting on the sidelines? You're going to be a tough man there, you know what I mean? Definitely without those coats on. I like the old school football ways.
No doubt.
I'm an old school guy.
And, before we go, I just want to add that this episode and past episodes of the program will now be on paswag.net. The website's back up, so
nice. Nobody hacked it anymore.
Nobody.
We're good to go then.
Yeah, I actually got hacked last month, so we're good to go now. So I'll make sure Joe gets this, and we'll also have information about the football academy as well. Been at it for like the last 2 weekends, so
with some of the high school guys, yeah.
Yep, high school guys. We'd like to see some of you younger guys. In fact, I know I invited several of you to come out, so I expect to see you this Sunday.
That's awesome. But yeah, guys, best of luck this weekend. Definitely take care of business, coaches. Parents, continue to keep the mouth shut, positive.
Yeah.
What is what we need. You guys out there taking, doing your job, but encouraging both sides of the ball, both teams, not just, this one. I know we all want to win. I know we think our kids the greatest thing since sliced bread, but just remember, they are kids. They are working as hard as they can. Just remember, we're all human too. So we're all going to make mistakes. If the ref messes up, just think back. You probably made a mistake some point that day as well.
Couple.
And that's how, So we're all messing up. That's all. Let the coaches do what they got to do. They'll take care of the refs. You guys stay on the sidelines, be positive. So this continues to grow, but the kids get a good experience. They don't need that negativity. That's enough of that in this world going on now. They don't need it right here at home.
I agree 100%. So no more problems.
Yep. Let's keep it positive. You guys, thank you so much for watching the program. Remember, send that stuff in. Dave Brixius.
Joe Cleasy.
The program.
That was good.
You're the man. Keep it flowing, buddy.
We're on fire.